Hi, TRAD friends. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad to be back after a few weeks off with Play Along session number 231. I'm here with 10 great tunes, and I'm feeling in a 6/8 mood, and I'm going to play lots of jigs for you guys today. Each one will be different and unique in its own way, and that makes it fun. There's hundreds, maybe thousands of jigs and slides in the Irish trad repertoire, so it's no trouble for me to pick a nice handful to share with you today. And we mix it up a little. I'll play a few other tunes. I think it would be a little boring and a little kind of one color if we did nothing but jigs for an hour. So we'll change it up. Each one, like I said, will be different and unique from each other, though, and a fun way to learn all sorts of stuff. So let's get right into it. What do you say? Our first jig is the Rambling Pitchfork, is the name of this tune, and it's in the key of D, and it has a really great melody to it. It's one of the top 10 or 20 jigs that everyone should know when they're playing Irish trad tunes. This tune also in the B section features a 16th note ornament. In measure 4, it goes... 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just a nice way to quickly move up through a string of consecutive notes. And don't let that throw you off and get you too confused, I hope. We've done this one many a times on the old play-along sessions. So let's have some fun with our first jig of the day, the Rambling Pitchfork. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Faster, here we go. Pitchfork is the name of that tune. It's one everyone ought to know, and a great tune to start our jiggy hour of great Irish trad tunes. Thanks to all of you for tuning in and joining me here in this third week of August already. So I appreciate you guys wanting to play some tunes with me. As always, this is session number 231, And we've been going strong for almost 5.5 years here with the Play Along sessions, coming to you straight from beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I'm glad to lead you in these tunes. Let's go right on to the next tune, a very unique jig. This is called the Hole in the Hedge. And the thing that's extra unique about this tune is that it's in the key of C. There aren't a whole lot of Irish trad tunes that are in the key that has no sharps or flats, which is the key of C. Most of the tunes usually feature some sharps and a few feature flats, but the key of C is not a common key to play Irish tunes in. I first heard this tune in a recording by the wonderful master Irish fiddle player Martin Hayes, and that's where I learned it from. You'll see that this tune also has a couple 16th note ornament runs. In the B section, I think it's just one, and it also has a very signature sound that Martin Hayes uses when he plays jigs. If the last note in one measure matches the first note of the next measure, he'll tie those together over the bar and do a 6-1 push is what I call it. You'll see this in the second line of the A section just before the first ending. You'll see it go. So instead of going, it's 6-1, and that's one of his signature tricks. And it makes 6/8 tunes sound kind of like Irish jazz in a little way, a little special swing to the tune. So here we go, 3 times around. It's also a very mellow tune. We don't have a lot of tunes, us fiddle players, that use G-string notes, and so this one uses the C note to start the tune and stay quite mellow. In fact, the entire tune is mainly on the G, D, and A strings. I don't think I have to play. I'm going to use some pinkies for 4th finger E's, but I'm not even going to play an open E. That's very rare in an Irish tune as well. So a beautiful, mellow, low-end jig here called the Hole in the Hedge. We'll do it 2 times around medium speed, and then I'll kick it up a little for the last time around. Here we go. Key of C. 1, 2, 1, 2. mellow jig for you there, one you don't normally hear. It's called the Hole in the Hedge, and if you're looking for a unique jig to add to your repertoire, that might just be it. Something to surprise everybody and sound a little different than what folks expect of the blistering high-end reels that we're jigs that we're used to doing, right? All right, let's go to Scotland, and here's a Scots-Irish jig that I've heard played at many sessions, and so it's popular in Scotland and in Ireland. It's called the 100 Pipers, and so yeah, with a name like that, it must come from Scotland, am I right? But now we're going to go from the mellow key of C to the kind of exciting key of A major. And this tune really works on the high end of the fiddle. So we're going from a tune that's mellow and low to one that's up there high and exciting. And of course the range of any tune really kind of sets a mood, doesn't it? If a tune features more low notes, then you can say it's kind of, well, mellow or kind of low. And if it travels up into the high register of your instrument, then you can tell a difference in that as well. For us fiddle players, it's real easy because you can tell what strings you're favoring as you play a tune. Most Irish trad tunes do favor the D and A string for the A section and the A and the E string for the B section. So it goes from kind of a mid-range to a high range. This tune does some of that as well, actually. And you'll hear it go up and get a little more exciting in the B section of the tune. But let's have fun here with a great, exciting jig from Scotland called the 100 Pipers. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. See what I told you? That's an exciting tune, isn't it? That's a fun one to play. The 100 Pipers is the name of that tune. It goes good with all kinds of other tunes. And if you want to do a set of jigs and make it more and more exciting as you play, I can't think of a better idea than to jump to the key of A for a tune, the final tune in the high end of your fiddle, and an exciting tune in a higher key with 3 sharps. It always sounds different. So however many sharps or flats we have in a tune, and the range of the tune where it sits on your instrument can give the tune a lot of character, can't it? It can be one of the deciding factors in that. All right. So, first three tunes of our play along session number 231. Three great jigs, each different from the other, and I hope you enjoyed those. Now let's change it up a little bit with an American old time tune that I think fits in good with the 100 Pipers. This is called Campbell's Farewell to Red Gap, a classic tune for old time players. It's got three different sections to it, and each one different from the other. And I'm pretty sure that this tune comes from probably a Scottish kind of marching tune. There's a number of old time American tunes that have their roots in Scottish tunes, which would make some sense, wouldn't it? As folks came over in all the years of the early part of the American history. We have a lot of fiddlers coming from England, Ireland, Scotland, and bringing their tunes with them. And some of them wind up getting changed around and turning into a different tune that's reminiscent of the original tune, yet has its own name and sound. Campbell's Farewell to Red Gap. Let's do this one two times around. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Exciting tune there called Campbell's Farewell to Red Gap. I'm going to send that out to Franco if he's watching. I know that is indeed one of his favorite tunes. So thanks for reminding me of that, Julie. An exciting and fun tune to play. I think I first saw that tune in that classic book, one of the earliest fiddle tune books I ever bought many, many decades ago, The Fiddler's Fake Book, which most of us fiddle players have on our music shelf, I would bet anything. So that's where that tune first comes from, and then I've heard it in recordings and played by old-time sessions many times since. But that's a really great tune. Let me say hello to a couple of the other people who've tuned in here. Bobby and Paula and Rosemary is watching from Cleveland. That's really nice. And Patty is in from Florida as well. We got all kinds of folks tuning in throughout the play along session, and boy, I really appreciate it. It's nice to have you guys tuning in, watching, let me play some tunes for you. Maybe you're using it and playing along with me. Hey, you can use it as background music if you want. If you want to listen to my fiddle tunes and just enjoy them, there's nothing wrong with that either. I don't mind at all. All right, tune number 5 on the playlist here, Back to the Jigs. And this is a tune that I first heard played at the sessions Fran and I would play in back in Fairhope, Alabama. And it's a tune called The Rolling Wave, also known as the Humours of Trim. It depends on what book you're looking through or how you're trying to research it. But I've always thought it kind of sounded like a rolling wave. The tune features, in the B section particularly, a little wave action, really, the same 3 notes over and over again. You can imagine that as being like waves hitting the sand on the beach, and it kind of gives it a unique character. There's some long notes in the A section. So there you could add, you guys who are more advanced could add some rolls. Instead of just doing a long F sharp. But it's up to you. That's the nice thing about these tunes. You can make them your own in that way. So here we go, 3 times around on The Rolling Wave. A very mellow, another kind of mellow tune, and a jig that I've always enjoyed playing. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. What a unique tune that is. I told you we would play a lot of unique jigs here today. What a beautiful melodic tune. That's another thing when I think about it, when I put this list together, all the tunes all the jigs here on the playlist are, to me, very melodic. Yeah, you hear them once or twice, and the melodies really stick with you, and your fingers are trying to search for those notes if you're not familiar with them. So they're great tunes. Yeah, Julie knows the tune as the Humours of Trim. And of course, in different communities, as you travel around the country or anywhere around the world, certain tunes get the name stuck to them. I also know that there's another tune known as the Rolling Waves, so that can be confusing as well. And it makes it kind of a minefield sometimes if you're traveling and you're going to a session in another town or state or country, and you look at somebody and say, oh, do you know the Rolling Wave, or do you know the Humours of Trim? And they're going, well, I don't know, why don't you play it? And maybe I know it by a different name, and that happens a lot. So different tunes get different names by different players in different places. All right. Well, I hope you're having a good time here on session 231. I know I am. It's really great to be back and playing songs and sharing them with folks from all over the country and beyond. Really appreciate it. It's that's why I'm here, is because I know you guys will tune in and play along if you can. This is a good time to remind you that I'll be here next Monday as well, Monday, August 25th, which will be the last Monday of August. And I will show up next week, since we're doing so many jigs this time. Guess what I'll do next week? I'll do a bunch of reels. So we'll be in 4/4 time a lot next week, and change it up with jigs this week and reels next. Don't forget that you can find all my sessions on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@TomMorleyFiddle. And every play along session I've done in 2025 is right there waiting for you, plus a number of sessions from years past in the archives, and I'm going to add more and more of those as time goes by. I've saved some really fun sessions from 2024 and 2023 and 2022, and I have, so I'll sprinkle those in, and you'll get to see me kind of go back through time like Benjamin Button. I'll get younger and younger as you watch those, right? Well, Fran says has her viewer roundup there, and we're coast to coast with viewers tonight, and folks are tuned in from Oregon, Florida, Massachusetts, Indiana, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Ohio, New York, and Newfoundland. So thanks again, all you guys, for joining in. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget, you can always put a donation in my virtual tip jar by visiting me at paypal.me/IrishTradFiddle. If you feel like throwing a couple of bucks in there, buy me a cup of coffee, get Meg some treats, whatever you want to do, I really appreciate it. This is a unique session for me. There's different milestones to me. Of course, it's the big ones, like 150 and 200 and whatever. But to me, there's another milestone that tells me about all the sessions I've played for you guys. I've gone through now my 5th legal pad. Yeah, as you all know, I write the tunes down on legal pad paper and stick them down here where I can see the playlist and remember what I'm doing. And so today I used up the last page in my 5th legal pad. So to me, that's an amazing milestone. And of course, you've seen my big pile. I've saved every playlist I ever wrote out to play for you guys. And it's now in a clip that's about 2.5 inches thick. That many pieces of legal pad paper. All right. Hey, let's get back to business here and do the second half of our play along session. The first tune we're going to do here is a Turlough O'Carolan tune. I know all my trad friends love to play any tunes at all written by the very famous blind Irish harp player who lived in the late 1600s and early 1700s. He wrote over 200 beautiful melodies that have come down to us through all these centuries and continue to be played at sessions and in classical music groups and just about everywhere, way past what old Turlough would have ever guessed could have happened. We're going to play a tune he wrote called Planxty John Irwin. Most of his tunes were written in honor of somebody, and the word Planxty is a word he made up, which means in honor of. So this is a tune in honor of a friend of his named John Irwin. This tune is in 6/8 time, but it's in slow 6/8. You know, when we think of 6/8 time, oh, that must mean jigs. But no, you can slow 6/8 time way down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and make a completely different sounding melody out of it. And that's just what Planxty John Irwin does here. It's in the key of G, but many of the counting in this tune includes dotted eighth, 16th, 8th combinations. Sometimes it's the beginning of the measure, which would be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. And sometimes it's at the end of the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is what happens there. You'll hear me do it. And what happens when you slow a tune down in 6/8 time and add these dotted 8th, 16th, 8th combinations, it makes the tune kind of trip along in a very beautiful way. You'll hear it happen, and we'll have some fun with this 2 times around here with all the repeats on a beautiful melody from the late 1600s, early 1700s, Planxty John Irwin. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time. That's what it sounds like when you slow 6/8 way down, add some dotted 8th, 16th, 8-note combinations, and it turns into a beautiful lilting melody, doesn't it? So there we go, a tune from many centuries ago from Turlough Carolyn, Planxty, John Irwin. Hope you enjoyed playing that one along with me. Now let's kick up the pace and do a reel. We need at least one tune in 4/4 time here, I thought, in our session today. So here's the Old Copperplate, a very exciting reel in A minor, in the A minor Dorian key. And I love how this tune really rips through scales, going down and all the way up. It's always exciting to me to play those sort of things. See if you see any kind of rhyming figures in this tune. Every 2 measures is kind of a duplicate of the 2 measures you just played. Just 1 note down and then back 1 note up. You go from to, and so that makes it a fun tune to memorize and be able to play by heart. Yes, indeed. 2 times around on this tune to keep us going, and it's called the Old Copperplate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top. Enjoyed playing that reel a whole lot. It's called the Old Copperplate, and remember, if you're sitting here and you're trying to play along with me and maybe you thought I played it a little too fast for you, don't forget that by this time tomorrow this session will also be up on YouTube, where you can visit it again, go right to this tune with my special timestamps that I put in the description of each session, and you can slow it down to different speeds on YouTube and learn it at your convenience and at your tempo. So don't forget that either. All right, so that was the Old Copperplate. Now we're going to do Old Joe's Jig. This is one of the earliest jigs I ever learned, a happy tune full of 6/1 slurs for us fiddle players, and I love to play this tune because it reminds me of my grandfather. On my mom's side, his name was Joe, and we called him Grandpa Joe. And so every time I play this one, I kind of have a nice thought of the times when I was a boy and we would visit my Grandpa Joe. So here we go. Let's play a lovely jig called Old Joe's Jig 3 times around, just like I've been doing 2 times medium, 1 time a little kicked up. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Top. Top. One more time. Joe's Jig. Yes, that's a mighty, mighty tune. Really fun to play, and you can hook that to so many other tunes. You can make that as a main jig in any kind of sets. Getting a lot of great comments here, and I will read them all certainly a little later on. And I love to get your comments about the tunes, and I can tell that many of you are really enjoying the tunes, and that's great. We've been playing hundreds of different tunes over the years here on the old play-along sessions, and I enjoy every one of them, and I can almost hear you playing along with me and having fun. So always enjoy all of your comments. I can imagine Julie there in Portland playing along, and Jonathan in his session also in Portland, and he says that they played the Old Copperplate yesterday in his session. So these great tunes, I love them all. That's all I can say. So let's see, we played the Old Copperplate, and we played Old Joe's Jig, and now we're going to play Old Hag, You Have Killed Me. 3 old tunes. Tunes about old things, I guess. This is a exciting tune that I first heard played by the Bothy Band. In fact, that's the name of one of their albums from way back in the 1970s, I do believe. And this tune, while Old Joe's was firmly, obviously, in the key of D major. Well, Old Hag, You Have Killed Me starts with a D chord and ends with a D chord, so you'd think it's in D major, but it's actually in D mixolydian. That's a fancy word for saying it's actually in a G scale with 1 sharp, but starting 5 notes up on the D. So you lose your C sharp. Sense? I hope it does. So that's why this tune sounds a little crooked and a little off. Right away, the very first measure. So we go from F sharp to C natural, even though we're in the kind of a D kind of key. We call that D mixolydian, and who cares what we call it? It sounds really cool. And here we go with Old Hag, You Have Killed Me. 1, 2, 1, 2. Top. Go. Extra ending there to it. I hope you like that. So these tunes in Mixolydian, to me, have kind of a bitter, sour feel to them when you play those right away from the beginning. Maybe bluesy. You might think of it as bluesy, but just as I said at the beginning of tonight's session, all these tunes to me have personalities and character, and so it's fun to hear those. The characters in these tunes. All right. Don't forget, you can watch this session again for 30 days on Facebook. After that, they delete them. So any live streaming things on Facebook are gone after 30 days. Oh, boo-hoo. But you can always find me at YouTube, and each one of these sessions within 24 hours will be up there on my YouTube channel as well, for anybody to play along with in perpetuity, as I like to say. All right, guys. One last tune, one last set of tunes. We're going to do Ballydesmond Polkas number 1 and number 2. We'll do each one 2 times around, just 2 times. But that'll be plenty of notes. I picked this particularly for a very selfish reason. At our own session here in Chattanooga, which we have started, a bi-monthly session at a local brewery. Last Thursday, I led everybody in the Ballydesmond 1 and 2, and I was guilty of a famous mistake that folks make. I put the B section of Ballydesmond Polka number 2 into Ballydesmond Polka number 1, and then when I started playing Ballydesmond Polka number 2, I got to the B section and I went, oh no, I already played this part. And we stopped dead cold. And we all got a big laugh out of that. So I'm playing these 2 polkas to remind myself of the B sections of each tune. So they're very similar, and I've done that over my fiddling career a couple times around. So I felt pretty embarrassed after that, more than anybody there would know. I was embarrassed. Here we go. Let's have some polka time, polka fun. With the Ballydesmonds 1 and 2. Let's play them right. I've got the music in front of me here to be sure. Here we go. 2, 1, 2. Ballydesmond Polkas number 1 and 2 done correctly, both parts in each one. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in here to play along session number 231. I hope you have a good week. Play some tunes, be positive, do good things for yourself and somebody else. And I hope to see you again next week when I return for session number 232, and we'll have a really good time then too as well. All right, take care everybody. Bye for now.